If we don't plan for the future, we're planning for the past.
There's always change going on in the background. Sometimes those changes are moving a little slow. Sometimes, like in the last 15 to 20 years, we have seen just incredibly dramatic changes.
We don't see tiny little fires anymore. We see a scattered mess.
Is part of that just because we happen to be here and alive here to see that? That's just what would have happened anyway? Or is it climate change, and how does that come into this mix?
The West Fork fire, we also kind of make judgments based on our history and our knowledge. And at the time, for the West Fork fire, what we thought about is in a wilderness landscape, and we're willing to allow fire to play its role in that landscape.
So we have a very high severity event in this instance. Why did we go from 15 to 20% of the trees killed to 100% almost of the overstory trees killed? We investigated fire suppression as a potential driver, ruled it out, and everything we look at tells us climate, climate, climate.
It begs the question, is there an interaction here? Does a fire following a spruce beetle outbreak have a different potential outcome than just a fire in a green forest? So we looked into that, and we found that the higher the severity the spruce beetle outbreak was, the lower recovery, or the less vegetation recovery we have following the fire. So there is an interaction there.
If you think about what foresters did in the days when forestry was relatively easy, without even thinking about it, implicitly assumed that the climate of the future was going to be like the climate of the past. Now that assumption and that premise are not valid anymore, and we have to think about other ways of doing it.
We're using the best available science at this point in time to make management decisions. And so sometimes that means adjusting as we go and as we learn. Warmer temperatures occurring across all seasons.
More frequent rainfall events, less frequent snowfall events. Also, the precipitation amounts are going to be highly variable.
Seasonality of precipitation and earlier snowmelt will affect hydrology and plant response, so that hydrology may affect the distribution of tree species across the landscape.
What used to burn in our 90th percentile here in Archuleta County now burns at our 60th percentile.
We'll probably see more fire. We'll probably see more insects and disease. And this last one is something that we as foresters can do something about. Forests are more susceptible at higher densities. These are measurable changes that we're already seeing.